After 4 heat waves, our summer's coming to an end with thunderstorms today. Similar storms are brewing for EV public charging networks as their so-called generous summer offers come to an end. Just how good are they? Now, most EV owners previously drove ICE cars, so we're all well used to petrol prices. So this month we're going to do something a bit different, well, a lot different. We're going to convert the prices at EV public chargers into the equivalent price per litre of petrol. Now, with supermarkets charging about £1.31 a litre for petrol, how do EVs compare with and without these offers? We show our calculations at the end for you maths nerds, and we assume either that you can't charge at home or that you sometimes or often need to charge out on the road. The first obvious comment is the spread of prices for EVs from cheapest to dearest is mammoth. I'm going to use the initials PPLE, standing for price per litre equivalent. So for EVs, that ranges from totally completely free of charge, yeah, they're out there, through the cheapest public charging networks at around 50 pence per litre equivalent, supermarkets between 90p and £1.40, right up to the dearest, no, extortionate £1.78. And which might surprise you, so keep watching to find out how much money you've been wasting charging your new EV at the wrong public charging stations. I'm Dave. I'm taking on the cheapest and the dearest EV public charging networks in the UK. But first, a quick special mention to all our Patreon YouTube members. Thanks very much for your support. There's so much on offer as a member, but our early access to our YouTube videos, often as much as 7 days in advance, is proving very popular. A month's membership will cost the same as, but lasts far longer than, a cup of McDonald's coffee. Okay, let's start with those summer offers that are now rapidly coming to an end. Well, some of them are. Using our PPLE, we're simply going to directly compare how today's £1.31 a litre at supermarket pumps equates to charging an EV at each of the featured public charging networks. Going to start with Instavolt. Instavolt normal price is £1.74 PPLE. Way dearer than any petrol at any motorway services. However, Instavolt currently has an almost half price offer, but only at a limited few locations, 11 in total, bringing that price down to £1.08. Anytime, day or night, and that's far cheaper than any petrol you can buy anywhere. The offer runs 24/7, payments via contactless, locations are restricted, but this offer's too good to miss. Now, as a bonus, use the app and the price is brought down even further to exactly £1. Even when the offer ends at 8 o'clock in the evening on the 30th September, they will still have an off-peak discount. Charged between 8 p.m. and 7 a.m. using the app, you pay just £1.08. How far would you drive if any petrol garage nearby offered you petrol at £1.08 a litre? When price per kilowatt hour, that's list price is 87p, discounted 54p, or with the app 50. Now, I know this is not the ridiculous 14p that PPLE, or less for those who can charge at home, but third off the price per litre is pretty neat, and once the summer offer ends, all you have to do is charge once a week after 8 o'clock, before 7 o'clock. Surely not too much of a hardship. Now, GridServe normal price around £1.58 per litre equivalent. I say around because the pricing structure they currently offer is a mess. Most locations are £1.58. While others are £1.70, but they also have 2 locations where it's 98p. An absolute bargain. No need to use the app or go there off-peak. Go to Doby's Leicester or Todd Hill services on the M6 near Carlisle to catch these bargains. But to compensate, they have a price of £1.78 at Exeter Moto Services and Road Chefs Annandale. Exeter is one of the busiest in the country with 50 chargers. It's always best to read the small print. They're currently running a summer offer of 10p off the price per kilowatt hour, but it doesn't cover every single location. It also expires on the 12th of September, not long left. Once again, read the small print. At most locations, the 10p off will give you a price of £1.48, while expect to pay £1.58 at Exeter and Annandale. Todd Hills and Road Chef remain for the moment at 98p. It's possible they're going to remain at 98p once the summer offer ends. That's 79 to 85 pence per kilowatt hour in normal terms, up to 89 maximum, 49 minimum. I completely fail to understand the popularity of GridServe. Once their summer offer ends, EV drivers will be paying the equivalent of between £1.58, £1.78 per litre of fuel. That's just not acceptable when there are plenty of much cheaper prices, even without summer specials. In my opinion, many will believe that the summer special was offered as a crafty way of covering up the increasing prices. For a long time, GridServe was always a universal £1.58. But over the last 6 months, that's crept up to be as much as £1.78, hidden by that summer special dropping to £1.68. But another 2 weeks, that's going to go back up. Please take a moment to look at where you charge your EV and how much they charge you. That also applies if you have a company car and you get a charge card. If you have a choice, not all do, even though you're not paying directly, please send them a message by deliberately choosing a cheaper location. Now for a bonus tip. This is money-saving tip number 1. If you have a new budget EV, Nissan Micra, Vauxhall Corsa, Renault 4 or the like, then you will find most charging sessions only see a maximum speed of 50 to 60 kilowatts. And towards the end of the hot charging session, it'll be well under 20 kilowatts. Many of the CPOs offer a cheaper rate for 50 kilowatt rapid chargers and a higher rate for 150 kilowatts ultra-rapid chargers. These cars mentioned will normally charge no slower connected to a 50 kilowatt charger than a 350 kilowatt charger, so go for the cheapest. And our next entrant has exactly this split. B.EV has an offer running that's not strictly a summer offer, but it's worth it while it exists. It's also one of the most confusing to report, so here goes. Worst case scenario, you charge at peak time using contactless at an ultra-rapid 150 kilowatt charger at £1.50. So rapid charger, peak time £1.30 day or night. Get an RFID card or the app, both are totally free and require minimal personal information, and the price drops to ultra rapid peak at £140, off peak £130, rapid peak £120, off peak £110. Now, as many EVs, particularly latest budget models like the Renault 5, the Citroën EC3, as mentioned, will only ever charge at the rate of about 50 or 60 kilowatts. Anyhow, there are some nice discounts for using these rapid chargers with very little time penalty on your charging session. So ultra rapid, proper terms, 75p, 70p, 65p rapid, 65, 60 or 55. Now, once again, those who claim they cannot have an EV because they cannot charge at home, just missing the point. If a nearby petrol station offered 20 pence off per litre, would you bother to go and fill up? These might not be the ludicrously cheap rates we get at home charging, but still cheaper than using petrol. Plus, you get a better car, produce zero pollution, and pay no clean air zone fees. B.EV install the Kemmerer chargers, are both powerful and reliable. If you're enjoying this video, please subscribe. It makes such a difference to our channel. Well, that actually seems to be the summer offers out of the way. So let's drop down to those that decided not to offer anything special for the summer. We're going to briefly mention those that are dearer, PPLE, than petrol, and focus more on those that are cheaper. Starting right at the top, Shell Recharge offers virtually nothing other than a nightmare search to try and find out what their prices are. Eventually, we found a pretty generic, 50 kilowatt to 300 kilowatt prices vary between £1 and 8p and £1.98. Yeah, useless. But they won't tell you where to find which is which unless you get the app, and then they demand a massive incursion into your personal data, even down to demanding a copy of your passport or driving licence. Avoid this at all costs. Using the app only gets you 10p discount off some of the most expensive prices and zero discount off the cheapest. So prices between 59p and 89p. Just avoid this one if possible. A BP Pulse offers a little better. Bit better. It's still disgraceful. It's very confusing here, but here goes. Contactless Rapid 158 to 170, Ultra Rapid 170, 178, Pay-as-you-go Rapid 134 to 154, Ultra Rapid 146 to 166. Pay-as-you-go requires some sort of registration, an app or RFID use. None of these should be of any interest to you, but if you subscribe for £7.85 a month, you get the rapid price down to £1 and 6p, up to 126, and ultra rapid 118 to 138. Now, I've yet to find any of these really cheap chargers in all my travels over the whole of the country in the last 6 years, but if you regard a petrol price of 138 acceptable, and then add in the £7.85 a month fee, go ahead. Rapid 63 to 85, ultra rapid 63 to 89. Me, I find them all ridiculously expensive, would only ever use them in a dire emergency, and then only put in enough charge to get me to a decent price charger. Just avoid them. Well, Fastnet have a normal price of £1.48, which makes them well on the dear side. But if you charge more than once a month at one of these, then definitely get the membership. It's called Gold. You pay £9.98 per month membership fee. Sounds a lot, but you get a 30% discount off all charging sessions that month. That's just down to £1.04. That's cheap. 2 charges, 50 kilowatt hours in a single month, will see a total saving of £12. Charge once a week, you're going to save £34. Once again, if your local petrol station offered 30% off petrol for a tenner a month, would you bother? Of course you would. List price is actually 74p, members 52p. Now, the negative comments we get here, they're just pure jealousy. No petrol station would ever offer anything like this. These are a great choice for regular users of a particular network, and also regular users get to use auto charge here, which makes charging, payment and using them even simpler. They have mainly high power 300 kilowatt chargers. Many have snazzy canopies. Great colour scheme. Highly recommended. Ionity is now part of a network called Spark Alliance along with Fastnet. Makes a little difference in the UK but offers more choice abroad, so they say. Both these networks are European and not UK based. Ionity has an even more complex pricing. Base rate is £1.58 for arrive and charge contactless, but if you use their free app, it drops to £1.50. They also offer a membership, in fact 2. The Motion membership is £5.49 a month, and that drops the price for the rest of the month down to £1.06. That's cheap. 2 charges of 50 kilowatts save nearly 20 quid. Charge once a week, more than 40 quid. Next level is dearer for people who do charge at least once a week or more. This is called Power. Costs £10.50 a month, but the unit rates drops dramatically down to 86p. Each charging session charges at just 86p per litre equivalent. That's 33% cheaper than petrol at a supermarket. 2 charges a month save you £20. Charge once a week, it's well over 40. That's about £500 a year, even after deducting all the one single membership fee. Check out these memberships. They usually offer a lot for a little. Well, list price, normal, 79p a kilowatt hour. Using the app, 75p. Using Motion, 53p. Power is 43p. Moving on, eVive National price is £1.50 and has rather fallen behind the times. Some great locations, great Kemmerer chargers, but no memberships, no offers or off-peak rates. It's the simplest of all price lists, but definitely not the cheapest. In kilowatt terms, it's 75p. They have some great locations, generally in pub car parks, so if you're out for your Sunday carvery, then the convenience can offset the price. You're spending a good bit of time anyway and a good bit of money, lunch and drinks. It's time they offered a deal though, like off-peak or app discounts. Osprey, very similar pricing, but dearer. Standard price £1.64, no offers, no memberships, no peak rates, just £1.64. That's the equivalent of 82p per kilowatt hour. Now, once again, nice Kemmerer chargers. Price is the decider here. Just avoid at all costs. And it seems most viewers are listening and staying away. Whenever we check these, they're one of the least visited locations we've ever found. Once again, most are located in a pub or retail centre car park, so convenience is the only bright spark. This one, avoid, you can do much better. Apple Green, part of the oil giant network, but a much more sensible price, £1.54. That's 77p a kilowatt hour. That's not good, but not totally stupid. You find nice locations, motorway services, so really used for the convenience. If you're stopping for a break, take a few minutes to top up. Won't hurt the bank balance too much, but will add a few dozen miles. So tip number 2, we all got used to filling up with petrol when we stopped, but that was because petrol's pretty much the same price everywhere you go. EV charging prices vary wildly, so there's no need to do that with an EV. So if you're on a road trip, your destination has cheap local charging, you should be aiming to get there with absolutely minimal stated charge left in your battery, maybe 20% or less. So sometimes stopping for a 5 or 10 minute top up while on your road trip, and you're stopping anyway for a human break, toilet or coffee, maybe that's all that's needed to get you there. Well, MFG, Motor Fuel Group, is priced £1.58, very much on the high side. No offers, no memberships or peak rates. Simple pricing structure. It's 79 pence a kilowatt hour. There's no real good point to reveal here. Most are situated on petrol forecourts, so they're smelly, filthy, noisy, clogged with fumes. With that and the price, I personally would just avoid these. Now, don't overlook supermarkets. They've got some great prices, and most of us visit one at least once a week, maybe twice, so maximum points for convenience. Generally clean, well presented. We've got Tesco's about £1.24, Sainsbury's £1.44. Both also benefit from offering points for your Nectar or Tesco Club card. Sainsbury's goes one better. If you get a free Electroverse RFID card, you get a discount. And if you have Octopus as your utility provider, you've got the option of transferring the cost of each charging session directly onto your utility bill. And that you just pay off on your direct debit in the normal way. In pence per kilowatt, Sainsbury's 72, Tesco 62. Well, the supermarkets are just discovering what a market EV charging is, so watch out for price cuts in the future. They love the customers EV chargers attract, as they generally spend that bit more. Or is that just me being a snob? Anyway, EV on the Move is a bit of a mess, but has great potential, £1.38. EV on the Move is not EV Point. It's a complicated arrangement, but they are totally separate, charge different prices. EV Point is actually run by Charge Point, while EV on the Move has done a deal with Tesla to install the Tesla V4 chargers. Price is getting better. It's equivalent to 69 pence. Still a bit high. Big advantage for caravanners, there are several locations where they have pull-through bays, so no more unhitching. That's convenient for the quicker stops, as most bays are also much higher power. One great point is that some locations also have hoovers and tyre pumps alongside the chargers, so you can clean up your EV and do some basic servicing while you're charging. Westmoreland Electric, £1.38, so pretty much on par with petrol prices, but the experience here is worth far more than just the price. Well, that's 69 pence per kilowatt hour. Well, this is family run, started in the early 70s at T-Bay on the M6 in the Lake District, but now expanded to multiple locations. This is very much a natural cottage artisan experience. Gloucester Services even has a grass roof, and you won't find anything like a pre-wrapped sandwich. Everything is locally made, locally sourced and handmade. You also won't find a can of Coke. They only sell locally made soda drinks. Nor will you find a Costa or a Starbucks. They have their own coffee roaster just a few miles away in the Lake District. The latest addition is Reged, where, believe it or not, they have a cinema, and they've of course extended the parking to 5 hours. No rush here. Well, a great stop for the experience, and many viewers actually head there, not to charge, but for the meals, where everything is freshly made from local suppliers. Well, Zest is a newcomer to us, priced at £1.38, but expanding. Uses chargers manufactured by BYD. The equivalent is 69 pence a kilowatt hour. Yeah, that's the Chinese EV maker. Now, it can get confusing because you might have a shop, hotel or pub which owns a car park or a space and they want EV chargers. They might buy them from one source, get another company in to prepare the site and install them, then get another company to run them. Well, that's Zest. That's the one that runs them. Nice neat sites, great locations, right in the heart of towns and cities, generally on main roads, making them really easy to find and very convenient. They just need to get real with pricing, and these might get a lot more attention. It's great for a town or city dweller wanting to charge near home. Arnold Clark, very much a newcomer with a brilliant approach, priced at £1.10p. I count around 50 stores already open for charging using the Kemmerer units, with another 20-ish opening soon. It's the equivalent 55 pence per kilowatt hour. They do plan to convert all stores to offer EVs charging, so watch out. Great chargers, and also offers the ability to book your charger while you're en route. It will ensure it is available for you when you get there. This is a great price, £1.10. Great chargers, good locations, and expanding rapidly. I'm fully in support of Arnold Clark. But in addition, they're soon to launch their mobile service with a van and a massive battery in it, and they'll come to you and charge wherever you are. Really neat. AW Energy, I hope, is the shape of the future at 78 pence PPLE. That's 39 pence a kilowatt hour. This site is effectively off-grid. There's a wind farm that they own. That supplies electricity into the grid. Also has grid-connected batteries to store energy for when the wind doesn't blow or when the wholesale price for electricity drops to ridiculously low levels. Their ultra-rapid chargers are plugged into the batteries. This virtually guarantees that you're charging using genuinely 100% renewable energy. If those blades are turning, you are fully green. The batteries no doubt buy their electricity at grid wholesale prices when it's cheapest, and it makes no difference to the wind farm if they sell to the grid or to the batteries themselves. The only time you'd be back on grid would be if there are extended periods with zero wind and the chargers have effectively drained all the batteries. Yeah, not very common. Well, finally, in closing up on Tesco open to all chargers, they bring up the rear with the largest network ultra-rapid chargers at the cheapest prices. Now, prices vary from location to location, and many offer different rates at different times of day and night. It's a nightmare. For Tesla drivers, average peak price is 74 pence PPLE, while off-peak is 64 pence. These are simply incredible prices. 64p is half the price of driving a petrol car. So it goes from 22 pence a kilowatt hour up to 68p. They offer only ultra-rapid chargers, the slowest 130 kilowatts, and there are very few of them left. Majority are now 250. Some still need to be operated via the free app. New ones now have contactless. And the old short cable problem is over, as the new V4 chargers have 4-metre cables. The open to all price is quite a bit higher than Tesla drivers pay, one of the perks of owning a Tesla, with peak at £1.04 and off-peak at 82. Still incredibly low prices, but they offer a membership for those who want the absolute lowest prices anywhere. Pay $9.99 a month and you pay the lower Tesla special rate prices. With such low prices already without membership and the high £9.99 a month fee, discounted for an annual fee, it's only worth considering membership if you do charge at least 2 or 3 times a month. Otherwise, save your money or buy a Tesla. Well, I do hope I haven't missed too many other networks. Be sure to let me know which I have missed. Also, let me know if the new PPLE style is of interest to you. I do know that many EV drivers did not buy their car just for the fuel savings. Did you like the new approach of showing the equivalent price compared to petrol, or is that a bit of an eye-opener for you, a bit of a shock to the system? Well, it horrified me to see last week a car charging at a grid-served charger not using the app, so they were paying £1.70 PPLE to fill their Renault Scenic, which could have the 87 kilowatt-hour battery. Just 2 minutes downloading the totally free GridServe app could have saved them well over a £5, possibly nearer a tenner. Apps are generally totally free. You normally need input very few personal details, and you usually do not need to store your payment details at all. Most will still allow you to pay by contactless even when you're using the app. Others might offer a secure website where you can make your payment on an internet site without storing any card details or being able to scam you afterwards. Okay, for the maths nerds, how do we arrive at our calculations? Well, the UK average mileage is 36 miles per gallon. Yeah, I know there are some diesel and PHEVs that do a lot more, but there are some big petrol and sports cars do a lot less. On the open road, an ICE car is much more efficient. In towns, very inefficient. An EV is more efficient around town, less efficient on the motorway. Now, all arguments for driving more efficiently apply equally to ICE and EV. Well, the final figures from numerous websites like Nimblefins, Car Plus Finance, Government UK, International Energy Agency, Parkers, Car Finance 247, Direct Cars, plenty of others. They show 38.6 is the UK average. It's around 7.4 litres per 100 kilometres. Petrol gets about 36, diesel about 43. So 1 gallon is 4.33 litres. Current cheapest price, £1.31 in supermarkets, according to the RAC Fuel Watch. So £1.31 times 4.55 gives us £5.96 per gallon. If 1 gallon can drive you 36 miles, then 1 litre can drive you 8 miles. Really simple calculation. Average EV does 4 miles per kilowatt hour, with some nearer 5 and others, like my older one, only does 3. To cover the same 8 miles as 1 litre of petrol, we simply double the pence per kilowatt hour. 55 pence per kilowatt hour equals £1.10p PPLE, 79 equals £1.58. Home charging, by the way, costs around 7 pence a kilowatt hour, so 2 kilowatt hours, 14p a litre equivalent. That's the actual rate 80% of EV owners actually pay for the majority of their charging. We need to seek out the cheaper chargers and use them as often as we can. Using the cheaper chargers will send a message to the CPOs. They will bring prices down, hence we've just seen those summer offers. People power is a really powerful force. Let's use it. I'm Dave. And thanks very much for watching. If you have enjoyed it, please click the like button. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe.